Hi, my name is Ken Kowal. I'm CEO of ShipStarter.com and an occasional webinar host here for a discussion about the internship experience at Jaguar Freight. We're talking with Isabel Rosa, who's presently a senior at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York and working towards her bachelor's degree in international trade and marketing with a minor in economics. The goal of the discussion is to learn a little bit about Isabel's time as an intern with Jaguar Freight in terms of how the opportunity came about, as well as what her experience has been. Hi, Isabel. Can you start by introducing yourself, what you do at Jaguar, and your current schooling?
Yes. So, hi, I'm Isabel. I'm a senior at the Fashion Institute of Technology, and I'm majoring, as you said, in international trade and marketing with a minor in economics. I'm currently strategic relations coordinator at Jaguar, but I started in June as a sales intern. So, I feel very lucky that I've been able to progress into this role for the school year. I'm also from New Jersey. Additionally, I'm president of the International Trade Student Association, and I also represent my major on Student Senate as Senator of International Trade and Marketing.
Oh,
I'm very passionate about fashion, logistics, international business transactions. In my program, we learn a lot about Incoterms, import-export regulations. So it's been a very comprehensive experience working for Jaguar and being in my program.
awesome. Great. So you came into the internship with Jaguar in a sort of non-traditional way. Can you tell us what that looked like a little bit?
So it was non-traditional the way that I started working for Jaguar. I had been advised by, several mentors that the way to stand out for a company would be to contact them directly rather than applying on traditional job boards. So I had found Jaguar and I thought that their ethos matched with mine personally. So I reached out to them actually over a different job posting that was non-internship related. It was for a full-time role. And I input all my information in there, mentioning, my background and that I was very interested in interning. And that information actually reached our CEO, Simon Kay, and my boss, Paul Speakman, who's VP of Sales and Client Relations. And they really liked what I had to say and decided to bring me on. So I'm very happy that my shot in the dark worked out in that way with working for Jaguar. So
That's great. So in your time there, you've progressed from a sales intern into a strategic relations coordinator role. How have your responsibilities and role changed during that time?
mhm. When I came onto the team, I certainly had a good background in logistics. So I definitely understood the work that Jaguar was doing and I understood what it meant to be a freight forwarder, but I didn't have yet that hands-on experience. So starting as a sales intern, it was definitely a learning curve, understanding how sales roles function and how Jaguar interacts with our clients. But now that I'm strategic relations coordinator, I have more of a handle on what Jaguar is looking for in terms of a client. And I complete a lot of sales and prospecting research. I sit in on meetings. I work a lot in our client relations systems and with other systems like Panjiva. So for 2 days a week, I do work for Jaguar, and it's been fantastic.
Excellent. So from my understanding, working from home has made balancing school and your other responsibilities easier. What are your thoughts on Jaguar's work from anywhere model?
I certainly had some hesitancy, working for Jaguar and doing school at the same time. It's two large responsibilities and both very serious responsibilities. I also have another job working at a coffee shop. So my plate is certainly full, but Jaguar has been so fantastic in adapting to my schedule and in making the time work for me. It's fantastic that I can work from anywhere and still balance those things. I was for sure hesitant as well with a remote job. I didn't know, what the connection would be like, how often I would be on Zoom, what that kind of interaction would be like. But Jaguar really balances it out so that I feel incredibly supported and like I know what I'm doing every day, which I'm very appreciative of. And everyone has made it a huge effort to get to know me too, which I didn't know if I would be on the team for a month or for longer, which I'm so happy that it progressed to longer. But for my very first week at Jaguar, it was incredibly easy to work remote, which I had not heard from a lot of people. I'd heard that it was a lonely experience or not a very community based experience. So I'm very happy that Jaguar has been the complete opposite than that.
Yeah, nice. That's great to hear. So Jaguar uses a variety of software to manage its freight and the way it interacts with clients or uses to interact with clients. What has your exposure been to these logistics-focused platforms?
Yeah, what sets Jaguar apart from other freight forwarders is certainly our freight management information systems. Cybertrax is our really big one, so that helps clients keep track of where their freight is and helps us on the back end deal with everything that in regards to their freight. But I've certainly had the most exposure to systems like Panjiva and Pipedrive, which Panjiva tracks shipments worldwide. And I had heard a little bit about systems like that through my school, but I had not used any of them. So it's been fantastic to learn about companies in the industry and what trade lanes they use, what information goes into the shipment with Panjiva. And Pipedrive, our client relations system, keeps track of all of our clients. So it's been great. There's history in there back from like 10 years of companies that we talked to. So I've really been able to get such a comprehensive look at all the business we do from these systems. And my personal favorite is not a Jaguar related system, but it's this website called Vessel Finder, which I've just thought was very fun. I live on the Jersey Shore, so I really like when I'm on the beach, I like to look up ships as they're going by and see where they're headed, if Jaguar has any freight on them. So exposure to those kind of systems is definitely gives me a leg up in the industry right now, being that a lot of people my age don't have experience with those kind of systems and don't have the same knowledge of freight forwarding from this kind of standpoint. So
Yeah,
Jaguar
that's
has
interesting.
done wonders. Yeah.
I live near the Chesapeake Bay, and at any moment there can be big ships going by, and I can see what's on them as well with that website. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then, as someone entering the workforce, how has Jaguar influenced your professional development in your mind?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm just so appreciative of Jaguar because as soon as I started, I could tell that everybody had my professional development in mind and wanted to continue growing my skill sets and growing my professional network, whether it's been connecting me to people at other companies or just having me sit in on client meetings and being able to give a good introduction of myself. So it's definitely been an environment where I'm encouraged to ask a lot of questions and encouraged to be very inquisitive, which I appreciate. And I always end up asking a lot of questions about the big picture of, freight forwarding and logistics and critical thinking skills of how you're running a business. So I feel very grateful to come. I'm not obviously done with my position yet, but I feel grateful to continue developing within this position and to be able to understand everything that goes into the industry, which is such a vast and huge industry that I had no idea, existed. And Jaguar is one of many like medium-sized freight forwarders. So it's been really interesting to learn how Jaguar approaches things and how that's different from other companies and how Jaguar keeps, quality in mind over price and all these different things that are very Jaguar specific ideals that I'm appreciative of.
Yeah, interesting. That's a good segue to my next question. So what makes Jaguar unique compared to other freight forwarders or companies that you've worked with before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I just said, quality is huge for Jaguar. Quality of service, quality of customer service, the way that we distribute information, we want the client to understand everything that's going into the process, which from my personal understanding in the industry so far, a lot of other freight forwarders are very price driven and very time driven. They want the cheapest way to do it and the fastest way to do it. And they don't care about, the individuals involved. And they don't really care about your company. Jaguar is nothing like that. A big philosophy that Simon really pushes is developing individual solutions for each company. And I've really watched that happen firsthand in our client meetings, that the way we do things for one customer is not going to be the same way we do things for another customer. Even if they're in the same industry, we have so many health, beauty, cosmetics clients, and everything we do for them is different. So that's one way that Jaguar is different. The other way, as I've said, is just how much they care about the staff and employees. My favorite experience at Jaguar to date was the meet and greet that we did in the summer where everyone gets together. And that was a really great experience for me to meet everyone in person. And it was within my first week working for Jaguar. So I was incredibly shocked that it was so early on that I got to have a lot of exposure. And I learned right there that everything they had told me in the interviews was true about the way that they interact as a team and the way everyone knows personal details about each other. And it felt like a lot more than just another company I was working for. It felt a lot more like a community. So I was very appreciative of that. And that is continued every week through. We do Rose and Thorn on Fridays, which that I have loved because it's really given me an opportunity to share details about myself with teams. Like I work a little bit with operations and pricing in other meetings, but we don't necessarily get to interact on a one-on-one basis. So being able to talk about things that are going on in my life and hear what's going on in theirs really has bridged the gap in a remote environment. And there's always new ways that, Jaguar's trying to do that. We had a virtual baby shower a few weeks ago for one of our employees, which I really enjoyed attending. It was very wholesome. So things like that definitely set Jaguar apart.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I can vouch for the company culture that they built there as well. It is exceptional. So, all right. Well, thank you, Isabel. I think our viewers will find everything you shared very insightful. To close out our discussion, here's one last question. If you could describe your Jaguar experience in just a few words, what would they be?
Just a few words is hard. So I definitely have so many good things to say about Jaguar, and it's helped me so much bridge the gap between my schoolwork and what's actually happening in the real world of the shipping industry. But I think, two words would be influential and eye-opening. I know now that having worked for Jaguar, again, I have such a different perspective than I had before, and I'm very excited to take all these critical thinking skills into my career beyond Jaguar. But yeah.
No, that's perfect.
It's bridged the gap for me, and I'm excited to continue through the spring with Jaguar and keep learning from them. So
Okay. Great. Awesome. All right. Thank you for your time.
thank you so much, Ken.
All right. Bye-bye.